Hi again, everyone. I'm back with a new video, which is going to be extremely enlightening, I hope. Um, Before I get into it, just wanted to remind you guys that I've set up this Patreon page, um, patreon.com/the Backgammon Academy. And like I said, if you feel you've got anything out of my videos in the past few months, then a donation would be so gratefully appreciated. It would let me know that I'm doing the right thing. On Patreon, you can donate, I think, for as little as £1 or $1 a month. And if you go over to patreon.com, on my page, there'll just be a red button. You just click the link. It's as easy as that. Alternatively, I will put a PayPal link in the description box as well. Oh yeah, and the other thing is, if I get enough Patreon supporters, what I will do is I will invite you to you can request what you would like me to go through, and I will make videos on that. And also, if I get even more supporters, then I will look at doing group lessons. So that's something to look forward to in the future. So let's get into this position. It's a two-parter. And the second part is predicated upon understanding this first part. And the first part is for players not so familiar with concepts such as cube ownership. And here we are white owning a 2 cube. And we're on roll, 8 versus 8. And there are two things going on here that I want to illustrate. One is the cube ownership and the power and advantage of holding the cube and having it in your grasp. And the other is just simply the fact that whoever is on roll with the same number of checkers will win the game. So if black is on roll here, black will be a 75% favourite. As white's on roll, white is the 75% favourite. And you know what tends to happen is that unless one side rolls a double and the other doesn't, then the side that is on roll will win, and that's pretty easy to see. So white is going to be off in 4 rolls, assuming no doubles are thrown. Now, the concept of cube ownership is key here. We might say to ourselves, well, why do we double here? Why don't we double next go? Well, most people can see that if we double wait to double next go and we don't roll a double, and we're left with 6 checkers versus 6 checkers, then taking is possible obviously for black, but it would be really bad because black would only win the game, let's say, I don't know, like 20% of the time, something like that. Maybe 21. And so if you leave it too late, then you've lost your market. You don't get black to be able to take the cube in situations where you're likely to win and you're likely to increase your, you increase the cube value from 2 to 4, you double it. And conversely, hey, why not just double when you've got 10 checkers each? So let's say that the position before this was this. Why couldn't we double here? Well, why would we double here if we know that if we wait till the next go and we don't roll a double, which we're unlikely to do, then black's going to take anyway. So if we double here, we're just making it easier for black to get back in the game holding the cube. And, well, you might say, well, we could roll a double here. Well, we might, but if we do, we just allow it to happen, and then we get ourselves to a position where we've got 6 checkers versus 8, and we will have lost our market. But that's fine. And if we look on the evaluation here, we can see that redoubling here is it's actually not, that surprises me. I didn't know that it was only a small error with this configuration here. 2 on the 3, 4 on the 2, 4 on the 1. But it's still an error. Okay, so just to recap, and also feel free to pause the video when you like, and go back and watch it just to be able to cement cement concepts in your mind. What we're doing here is we're saying we wait till the optimum time to give away the cube, since cube ownership has such a value to the person holding the cube. And on that note, just before I go to the main bit of the video, part 2, let's say we have left it, we get down to this position. Black has about 20% chances. But also, one of the reasons that black can't take is, let's say that as white we roll a non-double. If we do, we're left with 4 checkers. Let's just write 4. If black rolls a double, he's left with 2. Then we roll. We've got our 4. If we roll a non-double, we're left with 2. Now, black's got his 2. He's on roll. Of course, since he's on roll, he's only got 2 checkers, he's going to win. But there was no opportunity for him to recube. Like, if he recubes there, then clearly we're not going to take, because he's got a 100% chance of winning. So the moral of the story there is that when black only has 6 checkers left, he doesn't have as much value from cube ownership, since he doesn't have an opportunity to recube if he does turn the game around. All right, part 2. I got to this position, or pretty close to it, in my long money game session versus XG, and I just looked at it and thought, there's got to be a recube, because I'm just going to be snatching checkers off left, right, and center, like taking them off the ace point, and I'm going to, you know, it just was, my pattern recognition just told me this was a recube. Now, the computer beavered, and I was obviously aghast, like, what's going on? I wasn't surprised it was a beaver, because I make mistakes, huge mistakes all the time, but so that you don't have to, I played this position out like maybe 80, 90, 100 times, and I've hopefully figured out what's going on. It's allied to this concept of getting to a point where you've got an efficient recube, so that you don't give your opponent the cube when cube ownership is so strong for him. And so, just to give away part of the answer, if you recube now, then cube ownership is just so valuable to your opponent that he's going to snatch it up, notwithstanding the fact that he's actually got 46% winning chances. And so, allied to the second concept that we touched on, is like the person that's on roll with the same number of checkers as his opponent is going to win. So black's got 14 checkers here. Just assume, go with me and say he doesn't miss, he's going to be off in 7 rolls. Even if we manage to take off 2 checkers here, like we roll a double, I don't know what, double 3, 1, no, double 3 doesn't work. But let's say there's a roll here that takes off 2 checkers. Double 1. We've got 13 checkers left. He's got 14. We're on 13. He's on 14. He's on roll. Just go with the fact that, assume he's going to be off in 7. We still need 7. So he's still basically winning the game. And really, this is what's going on in these positions. You have to just before considering that clearly black is going to miss, you really have to cement it in your mind that actually, well, let's see who's going to win by virtue of the number of checkers rule. And black is going to win here. And then once we've done that, when we've got that clear in our mind, then we can sort of start adjusting for misses. But we shouldn't just ignore the number of checkers on each side. So it's simply a matter of counting the number of checkers and the number of rolls with which each side bears off. So what I'm going to do, I've given myself a 5-2, which isn't a bad roll because it takes one checker off. It isn't the best. I don't want to give myself a double. And I'm going to recube here, erroneously, to illustrate the points that I'm making and to see that black gets lots of positions where he just recubes us. And without doing like an absolutely scientific mathematical breakdown of this, which is very difficult, you'll see that the fact that he has lots of recubes must mean that it can't be good to give the cube away. So with the same dice, here's my 2-5, and let's just play it out together. So now 7 versus 7, I took one checker off. 14 versus 14, we've got a 7 roller versus a 7 roller. Let's see if that actually plays out. Okay, so he still took 2 checkers off. 1, 2, 3. Well, I took 3, but I didn't gain a roll. So now I've got 11 versus 12. Although I can miss with 1, he still only needs 6 rolls. I'm going to need. So he needs 6. I need 6 as well. That's what I was trying to say. So still 6 versus 6. So now he's down to 10 checkers. He needs 5 rolls, assuming he doesn't roll a double and he doesn't miss. I still need my 6. So I'm never going to miss, right? So now I've got 6 checkers off. I've got 9 checkers left. I'm always off in 5. So if he doesn't miss, he's going to be off in 5 too. Now if he misses here, of course, I'm going to go favourite. But I've already given away the cube, and I'm only going to be in a 5-roll, 5-roll. So let's just break that down a little bit more slowly. If he misses, he's going to have 9 checkers. He can't miss now, but let's say he did, which means he'll have a 5-roll position, and I go favourite because I've got 9 checkers left. I only need 5 rolls. But let's say even if I was holding the cube, I wouldn't be recubing yet because we know that I want to wait until I get to a position where I've got a 4-roll on 4-roll. So I wouldn't even have a recube yet. Okay, but he can't miss as we know. So now he's going to be off in 4 if he doesn't miss. So he didn't miss, but he left a gap on the 3-point. So obviously I can't redouble if I had the cube, that is. And now he just rolled the double 5, so it didn't really illustrate the concept. Of course, he lost his market, but that's just part of the game. All right, let's just carry on playing, seeing what happens. Seven versus 7. 6 versus 6. Notice how taking 2 checkers off here is an excellent roll. Like, let's go back to this first configuration. What I should be noticing is that a lot of the time I'm left with, let's say, a checker on the 5 and on the 3, and that to take both of those off, to take a checker off on both, on 2 checkers off on that roll, I would need to roll quite a good number. So I would need to roll 6 6, 5 5, 4 3, 6 5, 6 4, 6 3, 5 4, 5 3, 5 1, 3 1, So, you know, about half the numbers, maybe slightly more. But noticing here, actually, that when I roll the 5-2, I got to this position and I'm only bearing off 2 checkers with 10 numbers. And so I'm going to miss. I'm going to put myself a further roll behind when I miss. So he's on a 5 roller. I'm never missing now. But I need 6 rolls. So not only am I 1 roll behind, because it's not even 5 versus 5, I'm 2 rolls behind. So obviously that's a huge joker to roll a double. And now when he misses, he loses. Excuse me, I mean he's already... When I roll a double here, he needs to roll a double. I'm not sure why I didn't see that. So I go down to... I'm left with 8 checkers. If he takes 2 off, he's left with 8 checkers. So I'm on roll in a 4 roll versus 4 roll. Alright, we're going to play it out again. We're going to keep playing it out. You can just fast forward the video or rewind and just see what kind of positions we get and just hopefully be able to kind of get a feel for this concept of number of dice rolls you need to get off. So he's on a 6 roller. If we miss, we're still going to need 7 rolls. We missed. So we've only got 2 checkers off. We still need 7 rolls to get off. He only needs 6. Now he's got 5 checkers off, 10 checkers left. He only needs 5 rolls, assuming he doesn't roll a double. He only needs 4 rolls. Again, we roll the double 5, so we're left with 8. So now, 8 off. Now we've got a 4 roll position. So if he misses, then we have got a recube. And now even this, since he's likely to miss, could well be a recube. Which isn't one of the points I wanted to illustrate, but this is the one of the positions that is possible to get down to. The point is that if we take 2 checkers off, we have 5 checkers. If he misses, then he's only got 5 checkers and we will have lost our market. So even though we've already recubed, this is probably would be a recube for us. Let's see what we have 75% here. Yeah, so it would be. And then unless he rolls a double there. Okay, so that's it. Not a very illustrative game. Let's carry on. Hopefully what you get is you get some very interesting recubes from black because you've given away the cube and he's likely to catch up. 5-2. We missed again, so now it's a 6 versus 7 like we had. And we got ourselves out of it in the last few games by rolling double 5s, but let's see what happens here. So he's got a 5 roll versus, we've got 11 versus a 6 roll. And he's still managed to take 2 checkers off, so he's got a 4 roll position, but it's actually an... yeah, sorry, it's an anti-joker for us. Duh. So if he doesn't miss, then well, this is just basically a 4 roll that might miss versus a 5 roll, and his misses are 4, 2, 4, 1, 4, 3, and then we have to roll a double So if we roll a double, we will have taken 10 checkers. We will have taken 10 checkers off. We'll be left with 5, and then we would be requiring 3 rolls, and if he misses, he would have 7 checkers. Sorry, 7 checkers left. He would still need a 4 roll. So in these positions, you need the guy to miss as well as rolling the double, or you need to roll 2 doubles. And since he doesn't miss with very many numbers, I'm guessing this is quite a big pass. And it's like huge. It's like 88%. Let's carry on. Let's try and get some decent cube decisions. Okay, again the double 6, which is an outlier. This is just a huge pass. That's no good for us. Again, remembering the concept of number of dice rolls the person needs to get off. So he's left with 11 checkers, so he still needs 6 rolls. But we need 7, but he's got a gap on the 2 point. So he's got 9. He's on a 5 roll where he can miss. We're on a 6 roll. So he's still on a. He's got 7 checkers off. He's on a 4 roll, but he's got misses if he rolls a 4, and we're on a 5 roll. So he's going to recube. So this is similar to the previous recube before the double 6 game, and now he misses with any 4 apart from double 4, and he'll also miss if he rolls consecutive 2s. So we've definitely got far more winning chances. So again, to reiterate, we need him to miss, and we need to roll a double. Oh, since if we roll a double, well, this is going around like that. So if we roll a double, we will have 5 checkers left. And if he misses, he will still need 4 rolls. Because he can't afford to miss. He's only got 8 checkers. So this has got to be closer than the other situation. Now, the only thing to say is we don't really have much time to roll a double, because on average, black has a certain number of dice rolls to get off, which isn't very much. I mean, it might be 6, but if we were way further back in the game, and it was a similar scenario where we needed to roll a double and for black to miss, then we would have a much longer time to roll a double. So that goes against us. So clearly I don't know what is right here. I mean, it always seems pretty difficult, but he does miss with lots of 4s and consecutive 2s. So let's see what a take is like here. Okay, so there's the miss. Now we just need a double. So it's a very close take. So he can miss again. Missing again is not going to really be an issue because he can miss again. We just need to roll a double. So he missed again, unless he rolls a 2-1 and misses again. And we rolled a double, but we didn't manage to get the recube in. Okay, let's just play one more. I really hope this is starting to take shape. We're looking at how many dice rolls it's going to take for us to get off. And we're just assuming, we're going to go for the number of dice rolls, assuming that the person doesn't miss. And then we're going to look at the misses when we've calculated. Only when we've got that sense in our mind, that clear sense of how many dice rolls the person needs. So he's on a 5 roller, we're still on a 7 roller. Well, now having taken 4 checkers off, we're on a 5 roller as well. So 3, 5, 8, he's on a 4 roller, so we wouldn't be able to recube. We still wouldn't be able to recube. Notice even after double 5, okay, maybe we would be able to recube 75%. So we've got, because all of the chances of him missing, once he misses, we go favourite. And then he just rolls double 6, which puts it completely to bed. Obviously, we can't take that. Only a 2, 1 and a double is going to help us. So we got this 6 roller versus the 6 roller. The 5 roller versus the 5 roller, but he's likely to miss. But he hasn't missed. He's on he's got 7 checkers left, so he's on a 4 roller. So after our double 3, obviously it would be a big pass. But you know, we've already given away the cube, so we can't recube. So he still has, well, after double 3, he would still have all these chances to roll something to actually win the game, since we can't cube him out. So 5 roller versus a 6 roller. This doesn't look good. This really doesn't look good. So again, I'm going to need him to miss and for me to roll a double. So again, it's a question of what's the likelihood of him missing. Well, he's not missing now, but if he rolls like consecutive numbers, then he certainly can miss. But the problem here is that he can also roll doubles, which will mitigate the difficulty of actually missing. I'm tending to think this is a pass. Okay, it was, but it's really close. Okay, so I don't want to labour this too much, trying to kind of get this down. Let's play it one more time. Five checkers off, so he needs 5 rolls. We still need 6. Okay, so he still needs 5 that he can miss. Now we need 5. So he's in a 4 roll, but he can miss. So is he going to recube now? No? Okay. Here's some interesting cube action. Okay, so this is like a 3 roll versus a 3 roll, but he can roll consecutive ones. Excluding double ones. So let's say that's 10 and 36 times 10 and 36. You multiply the two probabilities together to get the chance of rolling 2 ones in succession. It's going to be 100 over 1296, which is like about 8% of the time he rolls 2 consecutive ones. Is that correct? Of course, he can just roll a double, in which case he doesn't get the chance to roll 2 consecutive ones. So maybe it's like about 4% chance of him rolling two consecutive ones. And we know that a 3-roll versus 3-roll is really close. And then we also know that we don't really have much recube value, which makes it less valuable for us to take the recube. You know, because even if he rolls a 1 on this go, then we can't recube. So I'm probably going to pass this. Oh. Okay, no, it's a pretty, it's a close take. Okay. So the chances of rolling two consecutive ones. And if you play this position out, you get lots of interesting positions like this. They're kind of benchmark positions. I'm going to leave it there. So just to recap, we want to be counting how many dice rolls we are going to be off in. And we want to be sticking to that religiously and not adjusting until we've got it clear in our mind how many dice rolls we need to get off. And we just need to be counting how many checkers we're going to be left with if we roll a double. And so lots of the positions came down to the situation where we needed to roll a double and we needed our opponent to miss. And we found that the combination of those two possibilities just about lets us take the recube when black recubes. But what we hopefully saw is that when we've given the cube away, unless we roll really well, we're going to be facing a recube. And if we roll really well, then black can just pull a big number out the bag and win on the last roll or on the second last roll without recubing. So I really hope that was helpful. If it was, I know it was long. If you got to the end of this, scoot over to the Patreon page, give a little donation. That would be fantastic of you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.